I want to start by talking about my childhood. I was raised in a house with a lot of music. My dad and my mom were both always listening to music from the 1960s to modern day. We were always going to shows and festivals growing up. I remember being in third grade and going down to Deep Ellum in Dallas, Texas to see a bluegrass band and Joe Ely and sitting in my mom's lap. And I remember looking up on the stage and seeing an upright bass player, and afterwards going up to my mom and saying, that's what I want to start doing. So I started taking lessons for upright bass in third grade. By fifth grade, I was slowly picking up the guitar. By sixth grade, I was slowly learning to learn piano by ear, and from sixth grade to the end of high school, I was playing in our school orchestra. In high school, I met our current bass player and horse thief, Cody Fowler, in the theater program. We immediately started playing with each other and just kind of were instantly connected with each other, and we've been playing music together for about 8 years now. In high school, we kept playing together. We recorded an EP and a record, and by the time it was ready to go to college, we were trying to figure out where we wanted it to go. We wanted to be able to get an education, but at the same time be able to be together and create together and try to give music an actual shot. That's when we decided to move to ACM at UCO. At ACM at UCO, we got to meet a lot of the faculty, the students. There's a huge community there that we were instantly involved in, and there's a lot of opportunities that came from that. One of the biggest opportunities for us was meeting the owner of our record label, Simon Raymond, which we're currently signed to Bella Union Records. For the past about 2.5 years, we've been touring and living on the road. We've gone to Europe, the UK, we've traveled all over America and Canada, and we've just been able to actually make it a career currently. So my first thing is why choose art as a career. Answering the calling that is inside you naturally, no matter what age it comes to you. I remember being 13 years old, standing in New York City, right, looking into Times Square with my grandparents. I remember being able to hear the subway shaking underneath and looking at the cars and hearing the noise of the people and all the noises of Times Square. I remember having this very vivid thought that I wanted to be able to create that and recreate that through music. After that, I kind of knew that that was where I was headed. I think most artists can relate to this feeling of remembering when they were first intrigued by creating. This is one of the amazing things about art, is that it's hard to put into words. There's this natural attraction to the art and wanting to create. But even after realizing that you have that passion and furthering your experience, how do you actually turn that into a career? I believe success is created by being prepared for opportunities, being self-aware of what your message is, and knowing how to get yourself out there. Every artist is different and everybody has their own path, but one common thing among most artists is that they had a break at some point, whether it's a long time or quickly after they start. For us and for myself, going to ACM was that break. Getting to meet the staff, getting to meet these connections really on in my career, being 18 and 19 years old, getting to meet Simon Raymond, the owner of our record label that came to the school, and having that connection and be able to grow from that. But even when you're being prepared for those opportunities, when they arise, and knowing where to market yourself is key to furthering your career and also discovering new avenues for yourself to explore. So, how do you make money and continue to grow as a musician in a currently declining industry? We all know that music's not making a ton of money, and musicians in the past probably made a lot more than they are right now. But when you love something and feel as if you can't live without it, there isn't much of an option but to try and figure out ways to make it an actual career. With digitalization and other opportunities arising that were not there before, there's a lot of new avenues that you can take. Licensing your song in TV shows, commercials, and movies have become a huge growing business inside the industry. A lot of my good friends and musicians that we've met on the road write film scores, write things for different kinds of movies, and they all find ways to make money. They all have some kind of path that they're taking outside of just writing records and releasing them on a record label. The other huge thing is touring. It's been the longest form and still is one of the best ways to make consistent money year-round for any musician. But this also means coming to terms with the reality that at first you're probably going to be in a van with 7 people sleeping on hardwood floors, and that RV that you dream about and see in the movies probably isn't going to come immediately. How can music guide you to a better you, and why no matter how big or small you are, it can help you in your everyday life? Music for me created happiness, and I always use my art as a release for stress, curing depression and anxiety. Everyone has different stresses and struggles that they go through, and many artists use their talent to help reduce that and help release some of those tensions through music and other mediums. Anytime I sit down to write a song, I'm trying to answer a question. I'm trying to release something that's inside of me and get those emotions out there into the world. I think the biggest thing for me is wanting to be able to connect with someone, being able to want to feel something when they hear our music. I'm just trying to answer questions through my music. I think one of the biggest things in music is being able to connect with your audience. Little things give me more joy than writing a song and having someone be able to connect with it. In other words, creating an aesthetic reaction. Having that human connection with someone, whether they have any preconceived notions about you, they felt something when they heard your music. This pays off in dividends in the long run after writing, recording, and waiting for what could be months, even years, to finally get your record out there and hearing that it resonated with someone is, in my eyes, what any art is truly about. Making somebody feel something and be able to connect with something outside of themselves. But regardless, at the end of the day, there's no guarantee in anything, especially the music industry. And the main reason you do it is because you have the passion and love for what you believe in that motivates you to strive forward. The song I'm going to play today was written about how no matter what situation I've been in, I still would choose the life I live because I get to, at the very least, do what I love. Thank you. This song's called $1 Million. If I had $1 million, well, I guess I'd be alright. I'd still have my problems and I'd lie awake at night. I don't think there's an answer for something you can't find. Only in the moments can you capture what is right, what is right, what is right. If I had $1 million options, I think I'd still take mine. Nothing's ever perfect, and it's how you make it right. You can't change the reason if you've never seen the rhyme. And I've only got one shot at this, so I better make it mine. Make it mine. Make it mine. If I had $1 million choices, I'd take you every time. Sitting tall along my wall, my head rests on your chest. I painted you a picture, but it's stuck inside my mind. Everything I love is always on my mind. And everything I have is always on my mind. And everything I lost is always on my mind, on my mind, on my mind. Thank you. Thank you.